And now, coming to you from the Roger Williams Botanical Gardens in Providence, the 94th Annual Celebration for the United Way of Rhode Island.
Good evening, and welcome to the 94th Annual Celebration of the United Way of Rhode Island. I'm so glad you're here. I'm Courtney Nicolato, and I have the privilege of serving as President and CEO of the United Way of Rhode Island. Even though we can't be together in person, we will celebrate. And we will honor the great volunteers like we do every annual celebration. But today, we're also going to celebrate the spirit of the community, which has been shown so beautifully over the course of the last 12 months. We're also going to take a moment to share with you our future vision, Live United 2025, a bold new plan that honors the legacy of the United Way. Before we get started, I want to thank the amazing sponsors who made tonight possible, Navigant Credit Union and Webster Bank. Let's take a moment to hear a little bit from Webster Bank.
Good evening. Webster Bank is proud to be the main sponsor of the United Way's annual celebration, Root Causes United Solutions. Let me offer our congratulations to this evening's honorees for their leadership and dedication to the United Way's mission. Webster has a long history of supporting the United Way Rhode Island's activities through donation and many hours of volunteer time throughout the years. The United Way and Webster share a lot of the same values. Webster is a community-minded bank that believes in providing support to the communities where we live and work. The United Way has continued to provide the basics to the community in hopes of creating equal opportunity and justice and prosperity for all Rhode Islanders. We are proud to work together to help effect positive change throughout the communities across the state. Thank you so much for supporting the United Way.
I'm a firm believer that nonprofit organizations are only as good as the volunteer leaders that support them bravely and boldly every step of the way. We at the United Way of Rhode Island are so fortunate to have a dynamic, strong, amazing board supporting us. I am abundantly grateful for Michelle Letterberg, our board chair, who has been our board chair for 2 years now, going on 3, because she loves this work so much, and we love her in return. Michelle, thank you for your leadership, thank you for your passion for this work, and thank you for all you do for our community. I'll turn it over to Michelle, who's going to honor our volunteer leaders as part of our annual celebration. Michelle.
Thanks, Courtney. It's an honor to work with you. Tonight, we have so much to celebrate. As chair of the board, I'm proud of our continuing efforts on behalf of Rhode Islanders during the pandemic. And I'm equally proud of our organization's ability to focus on what lies ahead. In a year that has tested all of us, we've demonstrated that United Way will be here for Rhode Island, no matter what. And we've created an ambitious strategic plan to drive our work for the next 5 years. And no one should be surprised by this. After all, for 95 years, United Way has brought nonprofits, businesses, and government entities together to change lives for the better. In a world where unity is needed more than ever, our mission to unite united is more relevant than ever. Thank you for believing in that mission and for giving your time, talent, and treasure to support United Way. I know that many of you also contributed to the strategic plan. It was our intention to make the Live United 2025 plan of the community, for the community, and by the community. We asked and you answered. In particular, I'd like to thank my co-chairs of the Strategic Planning Committee, Betsy Purington and Junior Jabby, for their wise counsel and leadership. We are also grateful to the 45-plus Community First Conversation hosts, Saul Kaplan, the Business Innovation Factory, and our Strategic Planning Committee, Board of Directors, and Community Advisory Board. We could not have done it without you. Speaking of participation, we began this program this year with several new directors and officers elected by our Board of Directors in September. I'd especially like to thank the leaders joining our Board of Directors this year. Kim Barker-Lee, Barbara Chernow, Dr. Barbara Mullen, and Dr. Anthony Roll. I would also like to acknowledge retiring board members, Betsy Ferguson and William Chonas. I also want to welcome individuals joining our Community Advisory Board, Denise Barge, Senator Sandra Cano, Elizabeth Colucci, Edward Tavares, Reverend Chantel Nelson Washington. We are also grateful for the incredible contributions of our retiring Community Advisory Board members, Chris Anderson, Brian Angel, Carolyn Belisle, Carrie Bridges Felice, Bethany Costello, Brad Dimio, Michael DeSandro, Dr. Hume Johnson, Paul Larengard, Kevin McGovern, Tony Moratini, David Rogers, Jordan Seabury, Shonda Womack, and the Honorable Carlos Tobin. Thank you all for your service and for the countless ways you put the community first. While 2020 challenged us beyond the imaginable, it was also a year of inspiring moments. Through the COVID-19 Response Fund and 401 Gives Day, 2020 showed us that when our neighbors are down, Rhode Islanders dig deep and find new levels of generosity. The need for each of us to put community first has never been greater. I am thrilled to welcome Courtney and Kyle Bennett to introduce our community plan for the next 5 years.
Thank you, Michelle, for being such a steadfast champion for our community and for your leadership at the United Way of Rhode Island. Joining me is Kyle Bennett, our fantastic Director of Public Policy and Research at United Way of Rhode Island. Kyle, thanks for being with me for this special announcement.
Thank you, Courtney. I wouldn't miss this. This announcement is 95 years in the making with lots of planning and community collaboration over the past 2 years.
You've got that right. Nearly 2 years ago, the United Way of Rhode Island came together with community advocates, our grantee organizations, nonprofit champions, youth, and many others to discuss what changes they wanted to see in Rhode Island. We listened, and we heard Rhode Islanders, and they're eager and motivated for change. And we agree, the status quo is not working for far too many of our neighbors in our state.
We also know this because we hear the struggles firsthand every single day. Our Rhode Island neighbors who call 211 for help tell us. Far too many Rhode Islanders are struggling to meet their most basic needs that many of us take for granted. 1 in 4 Rhode Islanders are hungry. More than 35% of Rhode Islanders are paying more than they can afford to have a roof over their head. And unemployment, the rate is up 254% since 2019. We'd like to think that this is simply due to COVID-19 and the pandemic. The reality is, these crises existed before. COVID has simply elevated the critical issues our community already faced.
At the core of all of these issues that our community faces is racial inequity and injustices. Our neighbors of color face barriers in every aspect of our lives, and that needs to change. Many discriminatory practices and policies have inhibited a person of color in their ability to thrive. We know that when systemic barriers are broken down, that opportunities abound. Every Rhode Islander deserves a fighting chance to be healthy, to be financially stable, and to have a high-quality education. So we are committed to a bold 5-year plan that will build racial equity and opportunity for all Rhode Islanders.
Live United 2025's vision is to lift United by building economic opportunities. We need to rethink support for Rhode Islanders who seek social services. We're going to start at home by modernizing how 211 operates so that it can better support the 200,000 Rhode Islanders who call for support each year. We'll also be able to place more investment in job training programs that support the jobs today and the jobs of the future. We aim to see more Rhode Islanders working and receiving a livable wage. We also seek a dramatic reduction in the number of people of color who are either or underemployed in the state by 2025. And we'll work with our partners like Homes Rhode Island to put our community's foot on the accelerator to tackle the housing affordability crisis we have here in our state. We'll be working with municipalities and the housing community to equip them with the supports that we need to reduce the deep inventory deficit we have in affordable housing in Rhode Island.
We will achieve United by increasing access to after-school and summer learning programs in our community. 80% of learning happens outside of the classroom. Out-of-school time learning programs have been a critical component supporting our kids through this pandemic. research has shown that after-school and summer learning programs improve a child's ability to thrive, as well as increase the likelihood that a child will continue their education in college and beyond. Unfortunately, a recent report has Rhode Island in the bottom 10 states for accessibility of these important programs. That's 58,000 of our kiddos, more than 1 in 3 students in Rhode Island, who are not exploring new ideas or learning about great leadership or STEM programs or even being mentored. We aim to reduce that 58,000 by half by 2025. We will also continue our focus on improving early childhood programs, and we seek to double the 4th grade reading proficiency for Rhode Island's Black and Latino children. We want kids to walk into that classroom more prepared and with a deeper love for reading and learning. We will also invest united, supporting the incredible nonprofit community that works absolutely every day for a better Rhode Island. Every single one of us relies on the nonprofit community in many ways. Your parent may go to a local senior center. You may have a family member who seeks food from a local food bank. We are fortunate to have a robust nonprofit community, but one that needs our support. We intend to build, in concert with the community, operational support system. We need our nonprofits strong for generations to come.
Our last priority area is Advocate United. Our community is mobilized for change for a long time, and we're so proud of the work all of us do to advocate for public policies that support racial equity and access, such as saying yes to question 3 in the upcoming special election, for $65 million in housing bonds to support affordable housing in our state. We'll work with our legislators to break the barriers of systemic racism, to build social justice, and put more investments into critical issues facing our state. We'll also support Rhode Islanders with resources on how to become advocates for change, with the goal to increase civic participation in Rhode Island, because we believe that democracy is not a spectator sport. This plan has equity at the center of all its work, and our community investments, programs, and collaborations will all be aligned. We're going deeper rather than wide, and we'll monitor the progress of Live United 2025 with data and share the progress with you along the way.
We look forward to achieving a vision of a Rhode Island where every individual in each community has equal opportunity for justice and prosperity. We know that this is a bold vision that takes all of us to be committed to seeing through. We take the words united and United Way very seriously. We also know that this takes an incredible amount of time. It takes a spectacular amount of talent, and it also takes substantial financial resources to truly work. So, in the next 5 years, in concert with each and every one of you, we will invest $100 million in a new and better Rhode Island. We are grateful to our corporate partners and organizations who have already stepped up to support this work. These organizations have signed on to give their time, their talents, and their treasures to making this plan a reality. We are also grateful to Mackenzie Scott, who recently supported the strategic plan with a gift of $10 million. This $100 million goal will lead us to United Way of Rhode Island's 100th anniversary in 2026.
In the coming weeks, we'll ask you to join us. There'll be opportunities to listen, to be heard, to learn, and to participate. We need every single Rhode Islander involved in order for this to work. We need your voice, your skills and talent, and your financial support, because that is what it means to live united. Thank you, Rhode Island. Now let's get started.
I'm thrilled to announce this year's corporate awardee, Brown University. Thanks to President Chris Paxson and her leadership, Brown University truly shows what it means to live united for the Rhode Island community. Year after year, their workplace campaign has grown in amazing ways. They make volunteerism fun. In fact, in 2018, they broke a Guinness World Record for the number of backpacks that they could stuff, 3,000 and pretty fast. They worked on our 2019 book drive, giving 4,000 books to area children. Whether it be in leadership positions on our Young Leadership Circle or members of our board of directors, Brown University employees are amazing. We are so grateful as well for Brown University's support of our strategic plan, supporting us with a 4-year, $600,000 gift to the United Way of Rhode Island. Thank you, Brown, for all you do. Thank you for being such a staple and such an important part of the Rhode Island community. Congratulations on this award, and thank you.
Hi, I'm Chris Paxson, President of Brown University. On behalf of the entire Brown University community, I am thrilled to accept United Way's Corporate Partner of the Year Award. I want to thank Courtney Nicolato, who is a remarkable leader and a fantastic partner. At Brown, we partner with the United Way because we strongly believe in your mission of strengthening the community through education and ensuring that the most basic human needs like food and housing are met for all of our neighbors. We're proud that year after year, our relationship with United Way has grown stronger, particularly through our annual workplace fundraising campaign known as Brown Gives. I also have to thank Barbara Chernow. Barbara is Brown's Executive Vice President for Finance Administration, and her leadership has played such an important role in the growth of this partnership. This effort has been so impactful because of the hundreds of Brown employees who join together each year to support the Rhode Islanders who need our help the most. In fact, through Brown Gives, more than 250 Brown employees each year choose to support the United Way with monthly contributions. And meanwhile, our employees have done other things. They've collected thousands of books for the annual Children's Book Drive. They've packed thousands of backpacks to support United Way programming. When our employees support the United Way, they know that their contributions are going to community-based programs that really make a difference to people's day-to-day lives, from childcare to adult education. The events of the past year have only deepened the needs of the most vulnerable among us. And we recognize that our community needs the United Way now more than ever. And that's why Brown is proud to deepen its commitment to this partnership as you embark on your new strategic plan. So, on behalf of the entire Brown community, I offer my heartfelt thanks for this recognition. Keep up the incredible work. All of Rhode Island is grateful for all that you do. Thank you so much.
Our next award is our Young Leaders Spark Award. We're truly thrilled for this honoree. I'm going to ask Jackie Mezek, our chair of Young Leaders Circle, to share more insights on our awardee.
So we live in a culture nowadays where young professionals are no longer abiding to a 9-to-5, right? And we're constantly going in a million different directions at 100 miles an hour, even as we may be focused on some of our own personal or professional career goals. What's happening in the community never ends. And the need and the importance for people to be involved and get back to the community never ends, and at times it only grows larger. Young people have a huge opportunity to make a difference, to make an impact. I share this award with them.
The Spark Award really represents a member of the young professionals community in Rhode Island who's been innovative in changing the community.
Thinking differently, to come up with completely new ideas, completely different ideas.
And so he kept pushing us to think outside the box. What could we do to make things better, to grow the YLC, and really support the mission of the United Way?
I think young people today have a huge opportunity to expand their voice, to affect real change. And I believe that's what a lot of young people want, and a lot of people are starting to listen. We can see those positive effects and changes happening right in front of our eyes.
The Young Leaders Circle is the largest young professionals networking organization in the state. We work to advocate for the Rhode Island community. We plan fundraising events. We host professional development for the community as well.
The causes that we've been able to impact over the last several years, and the Summer Learning Initiative, affordable housing, and hunger throughout the state. And many of the events and the fundraising efforts that we have directly impacted those causes dollar for dollar.
And I've watched him mentor new members and really just encouraging them that their ideas are great and everything was helping the United Way.
What I noticed was a family and getting together for the common good. When you see good people doing great work, it's something you really want to be involved in. What I saw were hundreds of young professionals that worked hard, that gave extra time, that focused on their community, that went the extra mile.
He's dedicated so many years of his life to the United Way, and he still continues to help us. And I'm just so proud and excited for him.
I can't thank the YLC members enough for all the hard work. It was truly humbling, truly incredible just to be in the same room as you all and to learn from you all. And I appreciate you all, and I wish you the best of luck in continuing this important initiative in many years to come.
Women United is made up of a powerful group of women who are focused on changing the lives of Rhode Island kids. I'm thrilled for this year's Women United Leading the Charge, Inspiring the Change awardee. I will ask Petra Jenkins, our chair of Women United, to introduce.
I feel like anything is possible in a state where you can drive from one end to the other in an hour. The key is just making Rhode Island a place that all of our citizens can thrive.
She's a past chair of the Women United Executive Committee.
I look forward to seeing the United Way implement their new 5-year strategic plan. I think that the next 5 years, there are so many opportunities for huge wins in our community, and I'm really excited for Women United to have a leadership role in those efforts.
She serves on the membership leader. She's still an active member. In addition, she serves on the Community Advisory Board, and she's also on the Strategic Planning Committee of the United Way Board.
Through my involvement with United Way, I have an opportunity to give. I have an opportunity to advocate. My career has really been a gift. I have an opportunity to do something I love every day. I work with young people who are in and aging out of foster care. And the programs and supports that we offer here at Foster Forward provide the same kind of safety net for them that families do. So I was really confident that investing my time and energy with Women United could make a huge difference in graduation rates for the young people that I serve at Foster Forward.
This was somebody that I wanted to connect with and get to know on a greater level. This was somebody who was just incredibly inspiring to me.
You know, like Petra said, she admires me. I admire every woman in this group, some of whom are retired now, who have really blazed a trail for women in our state, and they freely share their gifts and their experiences. You're gonna keep this, so this is gonna be terrible.
Her passion, her dedication, her relentless efforts, her tireless efforts and work. This is so well deserved, and I'm so happy that you are this year's recipient. Congratulations.
My mom she's never received an award like this or stood on a stage, but she sacrificed her own opportunities to do those things to really vest that with us. And so I stand here in her honor. I do believe in the phrase that when we live united, we all win. And I love that the United Way is focusing on equity, and they're focusing on ensuring that everyone is included in how we define who we are and what success looks like.
Our labor community has been right with us along the way in our 95 years here in Rhode Island. I'm thrilled to have Chris Sabatoni, our board member at the United Way of Rhode Island, introduced this year's Dante Mollo Community Service Awardee.
Ladies and gentlemen, I tell them every year at the rollout that we're fortunate. You know, we have good jobs, provide for our families, but there's people out there that can't, and they need that little help, that push. And it's not necessarily something that you see at a corner with a cup. There's people out there that hit bumps in the road. This year is a perfect example that people just need a little push maybe to get over the top to be able to provide for their family.
A guy like Phil, they're guys that lead the way during these times. And so as a young guy in the labor movement, I look up to a guy like Phil Fogarty. I think about my dad when I think about Phil because my dad's really my hero.
It all comes down to the members because if they didn't buy in,
National Grid, they had the utility workers.
And participate.
The men and women who work on those power lines.
And lend their support.
And those gas lines.
Whether it's monetarily or volunteerism, that would mean nothing.
You realize that if you give to the United Way, it goes into good hands. That was realized by Local 310 through Phil Fogarty's dad. These guys are pioneers in the labor movement years and years ago.
In 1954, on the platform, and a podium and a mic, and he was at the microphone making the same spiel, probably way better than me, to the members about helping out in the community by helping the United Way.
Dante Mollo was the sole person who bridged the two together, the labor community and the United Way of Rhode Island. And as soon as I met Phil and got to know Phil, I realized that he's just like me. We're both union guys. We're both brought up the same way.
He would be immensely proud, as would my mom. She knew how much it meant to me to take after my dad and follow in his footsteps. I will continue to present that to the members.
These are the men and women who bring gas and electric into our house.
That's a way they can help.
There's people that go out of their way to do good for the community and for humankind. They know that he's accepting this award on their behalf.
The common goal is that everyone has a better existence, to make sure everyone gets to a good place in life.
Ladies and gentlemen, this great meeting is gathered here tonight. Ladies and gentlemen.
The John H. Chafee Lifetime Achievement Award is United Way's highest honor. This year, we have an amazing recipient. I'll ask Zechariah Chafee to share more.
I want to dedicate this to my grandchildren for my next generation.
As both an advocate and as an executive, Tomás has been a force for good in our state. Thus, it is with great pleasure that I present the 2020 John H. Chafee United Way Lifetime Community Service Award to Tomás Ávila.
When I was back in Honduras, most of the places we lived didn't have water. My father always found a way to bring water into the neighborhood so that we have access to water. And that's what Living United means to me, is caring about those less fortunate. You include the community, you find the community needs, and you find solutions for the community with the community.
We have a man who has given 40 years of service. He has really cleared the path for Latinos.
Whether it's neighborhood, whether it's individual, whether it's children.
For their well-being, for their advancement.
My neighborhoods was my responsibility.
Economically, he is a real locomotive for Latino business entrepreneurs.
Who usually are the ones afflicted with the need for improvement.
And Tomás has recognized it. The path to power goes through the ballot box. hands-on action in the election victories of Latino political candidates.
Even when we didn't win, they still put their heart to run for office, to challenge the system. I got involved with the United Way through a friend, Patricia Martinez, who was the executive director of Progreso Latino. So I actually ended up executing a lot of the grants that the United Way had provided Progreso Latino. Working with the United Way also has allowed me to see the many partnerships that United Way has. It's not just about giving, it's about participating and also helping implement while moving communities forward.
I've given this award for perhaps 20 years in memory of my father.
Is who John H. Chafee was. Is the significance of public service and service.
I've always been impressed by the quality of the people that receive this award. They're hard drivers, they care about their fellow citizens. Tomás, you sure have earned it.
To leave every place and everyone better than I found them. That's been my mantra.
Congratulations to the awardees. We are so proud to honor you tonight. I hope you at home are cheering with lots of applause because they are so deserving of it. The theme of our strategic plan is Root Causes, United Solutions. In order for us to truly make this happen, we need each and every one of you. So what's next? Go to unitedwayri.org to learn more. Go to our social media pages. Sign up to join in this movement. Also, take a moment to thank our sponsors, Webster Bank and Navigate Credit Union. Finally, participate in 401 Gives. On April 1st, 2021, we are going to raise more than $1.5 million for the Rhode Island community. It is about raising money for this amazing community, but it's about celebrating the nonprofit community as well, and we hope you'll join us. Living united means every individual in our community has to thrive. So thank you for all you have done to make that happen and all that you will do with us in the future. Have a good night, be well, and stay safe.
Thank you for joining us for the 94th annual celebration for the United Way of Rhode Island. Have a wonderful evening.